Hey, Temple Terrace Church family. Good to see you this afternoon. Glad to get to talk with you for just a very few minutes. Americans are eager to get back to normal. Those were the words I heard on the news this morning while watching scenes of citizens all over the country out and about this past Memorial Day weekend, often without masks, without social distancing, without regard for the large number of people in their area. It's hard to believe that's wise. It's hard to believe that bad things will not come as a result of that. Now, like you, I would love for us to go back to the way things were just 3 months ago. I'd like to go into a restaurant or a grocery store without having to think through the safety protocols. I'd like to watch a sporting event and see a stadium or an arena full of fans. And I'd like most of all to shake hands and hug and worship with the entirety of our church family, all of our guests, all at one time, all in one place. But honestly, I'm not sure we'll ever go back to exactly the way it was pre-coronavirus. Yes, I do believe that at some point we'll worship in a packed auditorium again. I believe we'll enjoy sporting events with fans in the stands and on and on. And to an extent, I think life will at some point feel normal again. I do believe that day will come. But I also believe that if we're wise, we might want to think long and hard about what our new normal might look like. In fact, what it should look like. Our new normal should bring a greater awareness of the interconnectedness of our world. A virus that started in China spread all over the world, a true pandemic. But the stock market, oil industry, national governments, global politics, local governments, job and economic markets were all affected. We really do live in 2020 in a global community. Our new normal should bring a deeper appreciation for the frailty of our humanity. And so one small virus morphed into a pandemic that as of today has taken the lives of 348,000 people globally and 100,000 people in the United States. We've been reminded that the Bible is true when it says that we are but dust. And our new normal should bring an appreciation for the value of technology in connecting our church family and communicating the message of the gospel. This pandemic has forced us to recognize what a tremendous instrument and force for good technology can be, in ways that I think otherwise we might have continued to ignore. And our new normal should bring a deeper appreciation for worship, being physically together with our church family for worship. I doubt, at least in the short term, that any of us will take for granted any prayer that is prayed, any song that is sung, every communion service that's observed, and any sermon that's preached, as long as we're newly together. A lot of things have changed in our world. Public gatherings have changed. Business models have changed. Education, the economy, jobs, shopping, dining out, all of that's changed. But there are a lot of things that stayed the same. The need for kindness and compassion, grace and mercy stays the same. The fundamentals of a healthy society stay the same. The core values of family life stay the same. The core values of spiritual strength and health stay the same. The need for stability, peace, and hope stays the same. And so, we've experienced change in many ways. We've experienced change in where we worship, but not if we worship. And to a degree, we've experienced change in how we worship, but not whom we worship. And how we teach, but not the content of what we teach. And how we care for and serve others, but not if we care for and serve others. And change in how we share the gospel, but not if we share the gospel. A good friend of mine penned the following last week. He said, as we move forward to a new normal, when a friend or brother embraces you with a hug or firmly shakes your hand, deeply appreciate and value that friendship and that brotherhood. And when you return to work, thank God for your job, for the opportunity to earn a living and provide for your family. And when you pray, don't lapse back into the familiar rote prayer, but think how fervently you've prayed during this shutdown, how you prayed for good health and safety and a cure for the virus, and how you've prayed for your family and friends. If prayer has new meaning for your life, keep that new meaning alive. And when we're finally able to reassemble in large groups again, with all of our church family together at one time in one place, well, thank God for the blessing of community and connection with other people. The new normal. Well, let's make sure that it never takes life for granted, never fails to appreciate our blessings, never is inattentive to our friends and family and brethren, never just assumes that the blessings we enjoy will always be there. In other words, church family, let's make sure our new normal is a better normal. And by the way, let's never forget that the best new normal is still to come. John wrote in Revelation 21:5, and he who was seated on the throne said, "Behold, I am making all things new." Now that's a new normal to look forward to. See you Sunday.